What's up guys, Dylan Sigley here. Do you feel lost with what to do when starting a drop servicing business? Are you wondering what the blueprint to building a drop servicing business is? Well, by the end of this video, you're going to understand what the drop servicing blueprint is and be able to go out there and start one of these drop servicing businesses from scratch. Have you ever felt like building a real online business that drives consistent results, freedom, and control? Online business can feel uncertain, confusing, and overwhelming, but what if you had the vision, mindset, and actions to get from A to B and building your online business step by step so you can live a life of freedom, consistency, and control? So before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe and the notification bell so that when I release more marketing strategies, tactics, and stories, you'll get notified. And don't forget to like the video. If you like the video, let's jump into it. So the goal is to bring in a freedom income, meaning enough cash to fund a life of freedom, whatever that means for you. And for the purpose of this course, let's say it's $10,000 per month to begin, right? So we should only focus on building the minimum viable business to generate that amount and nothing more. So there's a few steps to doing this, right? First of all, we need to backward engineer the competition and pick a recurring business idea. Then from there, we need to create an offer and a landing page for that offer. Then all we need to do is market that offer, put it out into the market, choose which marketing channels we're going to go with. But in this video, I want to break down what all of those steps are in detail and show you what's going to be included in the course as well. But I also want to give you an overview and show you some of the results that we're able to generate with these marketing channels and how to build these offers so you can go out and do it right away. But as you can see here, you can see that one of our businesses has generated $400,000, and this is one of the PayPal accounts for one of these businesses. And I just wanted to use this to show you what's possible with these drop servicing businesses. And here's a screenshot of one of these businesses where you can see we've brought in $100,000 in the last 6 months. So these are the types of results that you can achieve with a drop servicing style of business. And I want to show you some of the steps that we go through to build one of these businesses and get results. Now, I also thought it was important to give you a screen recording scrolling down in one of these PayPal accounts to show you the sales flowing in live so that you knew that we didn't edit any screenshots or anything like that. You can actually see here, this is PayPal and we're inside one of these accounts and you can see all the sales that have come in here. So this is really what is possible with these types of businesses. And now let's jump in and start showing you how to build one of these businesses from scratch. Now, one thing I do want to mention is it's really important, first of all, to get your mind right, because if you don't have your mind right, you're not going to be able to implement the steps in order to build one of these businesses. And that's why in the drop servicing blueprint, we focus a lot in week 1 on the mindsets for success, how to achieve those mindsets and actually understand what the beliefs are that are going to enable you to take the actions in order to get the results that you want. But what you need to understand as well is once you've built one of these businesses, you're not going to need to work on them 24/7. I mean, this business here that I'm showing you right now on screen is fully automated. We don't actually do any hours on this business anymore because we have all of the people and software to handle every single aspect of the system that's required to generate these sales. So I literally maybe do a couple of hours a week of work when it comes to paying the team or dealing with any random issues that come up. But other than that, I'm no longer involved in the process at any point. Now, in the course in week 1, we get into creating your irresistible offer pretty deeply, and then we carry on into week 2 with backward engineer the system. So here we're really going about the idea validation process and then researching our competitors to pick our business idea and then start to gather the information we need to create our offer. So of course we give you a master list of all the business ideas in the course to choose from that have already been verified, but what I want to show you here is the idea validation sheet where we actually went about verifying one of these businesses. So what you're going to do first is pick a bunch of competitors in your niche once you've chosen your business idea, and then we're going to figure out what is working across the board by looking at what all or the majority of them are doing, because that will give us a good idea for what is working, as these companies have spent thousands thousands of dollars in testing everything. So why would we go out there and reinvent the wheel and test everything ourselves, spend thousands of dollars, when all we need to do is look at what the majority of competitors are doing and do the same thing? The next question that we're going to ask when verifying our business idea is, are freelancers offering this? You need to look on Upwork, Freelancer, People Per Hour, and look at exactly what they're offering. But in the Backward Engineer the System video, we show you in detail how to do all of this. But essentially, you need to go in and ask the questions necessary in order to gather all of the results from the freelancers and the competitors. We're looking if jobs are posted for this, are Google ads running, what is their similar web traffic, and then some estimated freelancer costs that we need to generate as well. You're also going to contact all of these competitors and the freelancers that you get in contact with as well, because we need to gather information from them. And you're going to contact them by email and phone and ask all the questions that were provided in the course templates to figure out the estimated costs, their process, everything that gives us the information we need and to figure out their potential profit margin. So once you've gone through this information gathering process for, first of all, validating your idea, figuring out what your competitors are doing, what freelancers are doing, and what both are charging, you're going to get your freelancer cost and your average competitor price, and that's going to give you the margin that you have to work with, right? You're simply minusing the freelancer cost from the competitor price, and that will give you a good idea for what kind of pricing you can do and how much of a margin you're going to get. Because let's say if we were charging our clients $4,000 and we needed to pay our freelancers $500, then we would have $3,500 left over. But as you go about the process, phoning and messaging and emailing the freelancers and the competitors, you're going to get a good idea for what the system is, what software and people you need, what tasks you need, and the hiring process questions that you need to go through. But we also give you tons of templates for figuring all of this out in the course itself. But let's get into the next stage, which is creating your offer. Because now that you have all of the competitive data we need, it's time to create an irresistible offer, which we base on that price difference. Because as drop services, we arbitrage a global workforce and communications technology made possible by the internet to provide our clients high quality services at the lowest price possible. This gives us a competitive advantage. Now, using this ability to offer a much lower price, we construct an offer around that. First of all, writing copy, which we go in depth in on week 2, and what makes our clients buy, our copywriting tool belt, and also the copywriting masterclass. And then also we need to go about creating a website based on our competitive research and the high converting elements that make people buy we cover in week 2. So we actually get into this in the automatic conversion website system, and we show you how to build your website from scratch in week 2 as well with the build your website. Now after that, we've created all of the offer, we get into building your sales system, and there's a ton of other content there as well to build out every other aspect. But here we're just going to focus on the minimum viable business that you need to build in order to get sales, because that's all that really matters. So after we had done all of that research on the idea validation sheet, we essentially just came up with this website and we built it as shown in the week 2 video on building your website. But with this website here, we've just basically got our offer there, some client success stories, and some calls to action to get in touch, which is essentially just jumping on a call so then we can close the deal with them. And in the course, we give you a ton of angles and templates to work from, but here's one example we've been testing for the video business. All these angles center around cost, because that's our competitive advantage as a drop servicing business. We're basically providing our clients with a really high quality service at a low cost because we're hiring teams from around the world, and that enables us to come with them with irresistible offers based around this cost. So as you can see here, the offer we have for this video business is a 50% discount on our video production services, and we're able to offer such a large discount because we have these teams that are able to deliver it from around the world. Plus, we also position ourselves as an authority in the market through copywriting principles that we cover in week 2. But we're going to be getting into all of that. But for now, let's just focus on the minimal viable business, which is having that offer based on the research that we make. So once we've got an offer like you can see here, we're going to go out there and market that offer. We need to test it in the market, and in the course we give you advanced tutorials on how to do all of this with the 10 primary methods. We have all of the free marketing methods that can also be turned into paid marketing methods as well, as you want to scale up your business once you get your first few sales. And then of course we have all of the paid marketing methods too, which are in-depth tutorials showing you exactly what to do step by step with Facebook ads, Google ads, and LinkedIn ads. But here I want to give you an example of free methods using LinkedIn and email. Long term, we'll scale and automate these methods to grow our business fast, but I want to show you a couple of case studies really quickly of how we've gotten sales through LinkedIn for free and email for free. So let's do LinkedIn first. What we can do is go onto a site like Crunchbase and we can research, for example, different companies that are coming up. So let's do a really simple search here, just say 1 million, start search, and we can click on this company here, right? Now we'll give you a ton of information on this company so you can get a good idea for whether they'd be a good target. So you can see here they give you a contact email, which means you're totally fine to reach out to them because it's public. And then what you can do as well is you could also research him to figure out what he does at the company by searching him on LinkedIn. So once you find the company, you can actually click on see all employees and you can go through and see which would be the best options. But what we could do is just take this guy's email here and then send him a message on LinkedIn if we wanted to. But I'll use him as an example of using the email method. So all you're going to do is send him this email template, and that's literally the email method. You're finding their email address using a database such as Crunchbase, and you can also find them on LinkedIn, or you can automate the process with software as well. So the process that I'm showing you here is more of the free method of going through these directories and the websites and finding email addresses manually. But there's also methods you can do using software and people to automate the process for you and generate high quality leads without you having to do anything, which we cover in the course. So let's send this email, and that's essentially the process that we used there. We sent a similar email to this company here offering a 50% discount on their video. Then from there they jumped on a call with us, and you can see here they reply saying, okay, thanks, our marketing director just approved for the 8 videos at the deal you offered with 1 free video. We'll go with the explainer videos as well. Then from there she replied to us setting up a call, and we simply closed the deal on that call, and this client ended up being worth $10,000 to us. I might go a little bit more in depth into this case study in the future, but that was using a simple method with email, completely free method even, which is pretty crazy considering it led to a $10,000 client. That's the type of thing that we've been able to generate using the methods that we reveal to you in the drop servicing blueprint. Now let's do an example of a LinkedIn message. So another free method is actually to go onto LinkedIn and search for CEOs, for example, and obviously we can make the searches more complicated, and we can track all of the searches using, for example, a Google Sheet, or one of these fancy softwares if that's what you like. But all we need to do is first of all connect with people. We can add a note, and it could even be something like this. We could literally just something simple like this. You can automate this process using software as well to make everything a lot faster, do a lot more volume, and get a lot more sales from it. But I just want to show you here the lowest cost method, which is the free method of just doing everything manually yourself. In the drop servicing blueprint, we actually get into all of the ways you could go about this process to automate things and scale it up over time. But let's keep things simple for now and the lowest cost method possible to get your first sales. And then from there you can start scaling up with all of the paid methods. So once you send an invite, eventually they'll connect with you, or they won't. But if they do, they're going to see any posts that you do on LinkedIn, and you can also send them another message on LinkedIn. So here's a recent example which happened yesterday actually. So we connected with this guy Albert here on LinkedIn, sent him a message, he replied, and we sent him a link to the landing page to make a purchase. And then from there he bought our $600 package, or $599, whatever. But you can see that not every single sale you get is going to be $10,000. You can also get these smaller sales as well, like $600 and so on, but you don't really need that many of these sales to be bringing in a good enough income every month to get that freedom that you're after. And these are the types of things we've been able to do using the strategies that we reveal to you in the drop servicing blueprint. And on the screen now you can see a bunch of sales piling up from some of the other methods that we use too in these drop servicing businesses. But you can see this is a consistent and repeatable way of generating sales for your drop servicing business, and there's many channels you can use to drive these types of results. Then once you get your first few sales, you can start to automate your business to work on autopilot. That way you can build a business that funds your freedom to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. And we go in depth and provide you all the templates you need in order to automate your business using people and software in the fastest way possible to take yourself out of the system and get that freedom that obviously we're all after in building these businesses, right? Then in week 6, it's Scale to the Moon week. And here we focus on all of the methods that we use to scale revenue. Repeat and referral buyers, upsells, cross-sells, downsells, all of the finances and accounting, everything that you need to scale your business in the fastest way possible, we cover in that week. Then finally, in week 7, we have the inside of my 6-figure drop servicing business. So we actually show you everything from one of these drop servicing businesses so you can copy and paste it into your own and see what kind of results you're able to generate. But those are the 3 steps, the only 3 steps you need to focus on in building a drop servicing business, because at the end of the day, picking a business idea, creating an offer, and marketing that offer is all that really matters when it comes to getting sales. And that's all I want you to focus on until you get those first few sales. From there, you're going to be able to focus on automating your business and getting that freedom and scaling up your business as big as you want. So to go deeper, sign up for the free 2-hour training in the description below to learn how to build a wildly profitable drop servicing business in the next 30 days, even if you have no skills, knowledge, or experience. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time.